With rising tension in the West Philippine Sea, what do you think is the best diplomatic approach should the Philippines prioritize to protect its sovereignty?
Alright, in Tagalog, sa gitna ng tumitinding tensyon sa West Philippine Sea, ano sa palagay mo ang pinakamainam na paraang diplomatiko na dapat unahin ng Pilipinas upang maprotektahan ang soberanya nito?
Thank you so much. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, West Philippine Sea is the one of the very hot topic that we are facing right now. And I know the only one that I need to do is to collaborate our government in a good way. Kaya natin makipaglaban ng ating gobyerno, ang ating pamahalaan sa laban sa China na walang naaapektuhan at walang nasasaktang inosenteng tao. Lagi natin tatandaan in Article 1 of our 1987 Philippines Constitution, every inch of our territory defines who we are as a nation. And being Filipino, West Philippine Sea is not just a water, but a symbol of tribes and identity as Filipinos. Thank you very much. In our LED screen here.
Trails question number 6.
And you only have 60 seconds to answer. So the question is, in your opinion, what role should the youth play in shaping the future of Philippine politics?
Sa Tagalog, sa iyong opinion, ano ang papel na dapat gampanan ng kabataan sa paghuhubog ng hinaharap ng politika sa Pilipinas? And your timer starts now.
Thank you so much for that question. As part of this generation, we are known as career-driven, and where we are living in a generation where most of the information are accessible. For me, it's a privilege for every youth here right now to be silent. That's why I'm encouraging every one of us to fuel the inner will of every youth Filipinos out here, that we play the huge and major role in changing and shaping our country right now. Because we youth, we have new ideas. We can innovate. We are innovative individuals that can bring change and can bring positive impact to our community by speaking up and engaging ourselves in community decisions, in community making decisions. We could be able to achieve progress at an utmost state. Because when the youth speak, change is not just only optional, but it is necessary. That will be all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nicole. I will read it once, and you only have 60 seconds to answer. Okay? Shipping question number 9. Okay, the question is, what reforms would you propose to improve the country's education system in order to make it globally competitive?
Alright, sa Tagalog, anong mga reforma ang iyong imumungkahi upang mapabuti ang sistema ng edukasyon ng bansa at maging globally competitive ito? And your timer starts now.
As a transgender journalist, I always believe in the 4 Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, which is the quality education. And in order for us to uplift quality education, we should also uplift the salary of the teachers who uplifted people like us here today. Because there is no judges, there is no engineer, there is no beauty queen is also informing you right now if there is no teachers. So therefore, we should uplift the reform on uplifting the salary of our teachers, because indeed, education is the powerful tool to make this world a better place. But this tool will not be utilized if we neglect those teachers. Thank you so much.
I think everyone will agree on the question is, in your opinion, should the Philippine government prioritize foreign investment or support for local industries? Explain your answer.
Sa Tagalog, sa iyong opinion, dapat bang unahin ng pamahalaang Pilipino ang dayuhang pamumuhunan o ang suporta sa mga lokal na industriya? Ipaliwanag ang iyong sagot, and your timer starts now.
Thank you. You know what? The government and the Filipino citizen is like a Philippine archipelago. We are like a separated islands. We are all separated. And the greatest challenge that we have is divisiveness. It is because we are prioritizing the foreign affairs. We need to focus on our local investors, our local resources, because that is our treasure. That is what we believe, that is what we project in our identity. We need to focus more on implementing stronger regulations in uplifting these local resources that we have. Because after all, as Filipino, we need to activate our charisma of duties and responsibilities, such as in determining direction for change for the betterment of our country, the Philippines. Thank you so much.
And the question here is, in your opinion, how do you think the government address corruption more effectively while maintaining transparency and accountability?
Sa Tagalog, sa iyong opinyon, paano mas epektibong matutugunan ng pamahalaan ang korupsyon habang pinananatili ang transparency at accountability? And your timer starts now.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, napakahirap ng usaping ito dahil karamihan sa ating mga leader na nakaupo ay suwapang pagdating sa kapangyarihan at pagdating sa pera. Pagdating sa solusyon, kung pag-usapan natin ng solusyon, isa lamang ang naiisip kong solusyon dyan. Yun ay ang maging tao ka at magkaroon ka ng pagmamahal sa mga nasasakupan mo. Dahil kapag yan ay nagkaroon ka ng ganyan sa sarili mo, panigurado, magagawa mong lahat ng para sa bayan at para sa tao. Dahil sa huli, hindi lang naman ikaw hindi ka naupo dyan dahil lang sa sarili mo. Naupo ka dyan dahil ibinoto ka ng tao. Kaya dapat gawin mo ang lahat ng may pagmamahal sa bayan at sa iyong nasasakupan. Maraming salamat.
And the question is, here, what is your stance on political dynasties in the Philippines? And how do you think they impact our democracy?
To be honest, ladies and gentlemen, because of democracy, there is an abuse of power. With the abuse of power, my stand about political dynasty, it's absolutely something which is on the greedy part, pagkagahaman. But then again, that has been a part of the culture. Should we deny it? It's high time for us to cut it off because we must lead a new one, a new kind of leader. Remember that it is not only one surname, one family name that makes uplifted the Philippine country, but rather you should try another one. Might it as well. We must commit the most invincible hope of the country, which is hope to change the world and the country of the Philippines. Change it. It is our time as long as we live in this land because we have the power to vote. Thank you and good evening.
That's your African name at Maxentino, of course. Thank you so much, ma'am. Given the volatile political situation of the Philippines today, in your opinion, how do you think can ordinary Filipino citizens make the much needed change in the political leadership of the country?
In Tagalog, batay sa pabago-bagong kalagayang pampolitika ng Pilipinas ngayon, sa iyong palagay, paano makagagawa ng kinakailangang pagbabago ang mga karaniwang mamamayang Pilipino sa pamumuno ng bansa? And your timer starts now.
Because of the political climate that is happening in our country right now, we, the Filipino people, are the first who are impacted. We are suffering because our leaders right now, who we trusted, who we voted, are no longer for the service, but more on their personal interest and personal agenda. And as an ordinary Filipino citizen, I would like to remind you that we have the biggest power in making the best change that we want to see in our country. According to our Philippine Constitution, Article 4, every single Filipino citizen is given the right to suffrage. Yan lamang ang kapangyarihan na meron tayo. Maging matalino tayo sa pamimili ng mga leader na iluluklok tayo. Tama na ang pagbubulag-bulagan. Tama na ang pagiging tanga sa pamimili ng mga leader natin. This is the right time for us to be intelligent, to be vigilant in choosing our leaders. Because if it is not now, when? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I just want to add question number.
Shipping question number 1.
And her question is,
The question is, in an era of misinformation, how should the Philippine government balance freedom of speech with the need to regulate fake news? Why or why not? Again, the question is here flash on the screen. In an era of misinformation, how should the Philippine government balance freedom of speech with the need to regulate fake news? Why or why not?
and sa Tagalog, sa panahon ng maling impormasyon, paano dapat balansihin ng pamahalaang Pilipino ang kalayaan sa pagpapahayag at ang pangangailangan kontrolin ang fake news? Bakit o bakit hindi? You have 60 seconds to answer and your timer starts now.
As someone who is working as an account manager in an AI cloud communication company, I believe that the government should focus on digital literacy. In digital literacy, we can promote this information dissecting and making sure that we only provide information that is factual, and also to promote or establish a law that will filter all the information, segregating which is factual, which is not, and before giving it to the people. Because I believe that one person or one establishment can be able to control how the information is being shared, whether it is through social media or in personal. Thank you so much.
Alright, thank you very much, Sandra Cruz.